Hello, welcome to today. I am Adetife. I hope you learned one or two things from our last video, and I'm very sure you actually did. And also, before we move on, if you have any question you would love to ask concerning the Vector Inc. or concerning the logos we are creating and all of that, feel free to ask. Feel free to use the comment section and all of that. So today, before we dive in, we'll be designing a logo for a career brand with using the images. We'll be using the word letter C and G combination of letter C and G to create a logo using vector ink. And also we just be making use of two things, that is shape. We're making use of this the circle shape and the lines to create this logo. So let's dive into this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to share. Let's continue moving. And also, as I said, we are moving in one after the other, a step at a time, from the basics, and then we will move on to the next every time, every now and then. So, and also, everything you are learning, don't forget to practice it. Don't just be like, okay, I've seen it. It's one thing. It's actually easy to watch someone do something. If you don't, by the time you want to do it yourself, if you don't practice it when that person did it, you will have difficulties doing that thing. Watching someone do something is the easiest thing you ever can ever do. You be like, okay, you just pick this and that. But so try to practice. So let's dive into this. Here we go. Yeah, hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I bet from our last video we learned one or two things from that video. And yes, in our last video I promised us that I will actually put a link in the description to the full introduction to vector ink. But yeah, I did not actually put that for one or two reasons. So check below and check the description of this particular video. The link to the full introduction to vector ink is provided there, so you can watch the full introduction to vector ink so you can know every single tool in there. And right again, I will be making another video on introduction to vector ink again, which will be more detailed than the one in the description, so as for you to master every single tool in vector ink and know which one is which one and how to navigate every single tool and use it for your own benefit and the benefits of your target audience. So today we are just going to design the combination of letter C and letter G logo. So from what we've learned so far from our last video, I bet this should be just a work intro for us. As I bet with that last video, as explanatory as it is, this should be an easy one for you to do. And as time goes on, I'll be providing some of the sketches for this design, so that you can practice on your own. And with this also, you can actually practice on your own, and I bet you all should be practicing on your own and all of that, as for you to master the every single tool on the application. As I said earlier, this is for you mobile phone designer to master your skills and use every single tool very well, and for you to be able to deliver top-notch designs for your target audience, for your clients, and not to limit yourself though, as I bet most of you are getting forward racing and moving fast with it. So let's get into it. And if you are seeing my video for the first time, the app we are using mostly is vector ink. So let's dive into this. So once, I don't want this video to be too long, so we'll just do this work in the part, and we should be done in the next 5-10 minutes. So let's dive into this. So open your vector ink app. Okay, so here we go. So the name of the brand logo we are designing is Courier.G. I actually have designed this before, so this is it. Let me show you this. So here we go. This is Courier.G. A combination of letter C and letter G. This is from the word career, you know what this means, right? So I'm going into the explanation of that now. So what we basically want to do is this design this logo, and we look at this particular font. What font is this? We use Montserrat semi bold for the Courier.G, so as for it to blend well with the size of the icon, that is the logo mark, which is the combination of letter C and J. So as for everything to blend well, the scalability and all of that. So here we go. Let's do so as always save, and okay, click on new to create a new file for this. And here we go, and then we have this. So this is your artboard, and actually when I logged in few days ago on vectoring, I actually saw some suggestions, and I had to suggest for vectoring to provide a feature whereby we'll be able to add different artboard on vectoring, more like when you are working on Canva or when you are working on Adobe Illustrator, whereby you have different artboard and you can complete your full branding on it. So, and I've said earlier at the beginning of the first video on this channel, I said as time goes on we'll be doing complete like full branding. So let's not dive into that now, but let's just focus on what we want to do right here. So here we go. So first of all, we need to import our sketch, which is the letter G, and as we all know, click on your hamburger button and go to import. Here we have import right here. Click on import, and this will direct you to your file, storage file and all of that. So here we go. Okay, oh yep. All right, so I'm trying to find this sketch. Oh my god. Okay, I put it somewhere around here, but I don't know. Okay, here we go. So yeah, this is it. This is a combinator of letter C and letter G. So what do we do? First thing first, use your constraint so that when you are scaling this, it will scale proportionally and not distort. If you didn't turn this on, I hope you see what I turned on right here, the constraint button. Let me turn it off. Notice this. If you do this, move this, and you're trying to adjust it, see it shrink, it distort it. So that is the reason why it's very important for you to activate your constraint rather, before you try to resize this. I hope you get that, before you try to resize it. So first let's align this to the middle. So right here, and there we go. So the constraint is still on, right? So now let's resize this. Drag to the top right here, that is to the end of the artboard. So I want this to be as bold as possible, so that when we doing this, it will be an easy thing for us to do. So you can turn off the constraint. Now the next thing for you to do is to go to your layers. This is your layer at the bottom right corner right here. Click on it and click on the settings. This setting icon, click on it, reduce the opacity and rename this layer to name it grid, and click on save. So do you know the reason why I reduce this? So as when I'm putting out my lines, my shape, for me to do this, everything will be much more clearer and not that black, the original color. So what if this is still not suitable enough, you can still reduce this. So let's reduce this a little bit more. So we have that kind of gray color. I hope you get it. So just click on save and close. Here we have this. So the next thing, as I always say, don't design on the same layer you place your image, like what you want to, or the sketch you want to bring to life. Don't use the same layer. It will be very confusing. So it is better for you to lock the first layer and then add the new layer by clicking on this add button right here. You see this, you see we have layer 2, and then we can rename the layer 2. I hope I'm not speaking too fast. Okay, so let's name this Courier.G, and let's save. All right, so there we go. So now this is where the magic happens. If you see, when I click on this, it's not movable, right? So that's because I've locked this particular grid with this. You see this lock button, I've locked it. So as I always said, always save before you continue. Always save before you continue. There won't be anything like, as I know, to get that. So I guess you should know the first thing we should do here. So right here, this is what we do. We need to create a circle for this first, for us to have this first circle, second, and all of that. So I think we will be drawing just three circles. That is one, two, and all of that. Okay. So let's do this. Laptop. Alright, so here we go. Let's go to our shape. Click again and select your circle tool. So as always say, so constrain this. How we get it? Constrain, then drag. How we get that? So click on your selection tool and move this. So we are drawing the bigger circle first, so it will be easy for us to draw the others. So you see, I made a mistake there by not clicking my constraint. So you see how that distorts immediately. Alright, so let's do this. Use your two fingers to zoom out and then do this. Increase of the constraint, then you do this. Alright, so that's perfect, like perfect. So what do you do? Constraint and also turn on this particular guy. Do you see the guy I turned on right here? This guy is what I turned on. So if you turn this guy on, this particular guy that looks like a circle and a dot for a target, this allows you to resize this proportionally, whereby this particular circle is going in a perfect resizing and shape for you to fit in the other shape so that everything won't be distorted. I hope you get that. So let's do this now. So first thing, you have to copy this. Once you click on your copy, this will be automatically duplicated. So you cannot drag from the edge and lower. Alright, I turned that off. So let's do this again. So right here, I hope it's not okay, duplicated. So let's get rid of this. Click again, and here we go. Duplicate this, and it's duplicated. And click on this guy. Then you can now resize it. I hope you see it right here. Then perfect. So this is the reason behind me saying we should start from outside, so that we created the bigger circle first, and this makes things more easy for us to do. And so here we go again. We need one more circle. Then we can duplicate this. Immediately you duplicate this, click on this dude right here again and reduce the size all together. So once you do this, you have this perfect resizing, right? So, and that is it. Here we go. So we are done with creating the circles. What do we need left? Yeah, right here we go. So what do we need? We have already created all the circles, right? So let's create a new layer. That is, we have to log this your first Courier.G and then add a new layer. So right here, what should you do? Is always say you can rename this layer, but it's not actually compulsory, but I'll be naming these lines all together. I'm renaming this line. So you save that, and then here we go. Go back to your shape tool and then click again to select your line tool, and here we go. You can just draw directly like this all together. Then after you go to your selection tool, right, then move this. You just need a single line. You don't need two lines. All right, you don't need two lines. You need just one singular. And you see immediately this particular guy reach the middle, you see how it snap to the shape. If you see the color of the circle change, how we get it, that means it has already reached the middle of it. So everything here is perfect, right? So you can then draw again. And duplicate. How many do we need? We need 1, 2, 3, right? So alright, so you can do this. Click on your lines again, reduce this, and then draw across. How we get that? So once you are done drawing, click on your selection button and then draw this. Note, if you are trying to do this and it's snapping unnecessarily to where it's not supposed to snap to, you can just turn off this magnet up here. This is what controls all of the snapping. Did you see it? Snapping is off and I can just try to resize myself anyhow I want it. So but now I'll be turning it on somehow. So then you can duplicate it right here. Alright, so drag it down to this. There we go. How many did we need left? Alright, duplicate this and drag down. But you know what? Instead of doing this, I want us to do something so that the spacing between each of these lines will be the same. So instead of dragging the line and we have this whereby this might be smaller than this lines opening right here, just delete this and instead select these two, one, and click on this hand to select multiple, then select the second one. Then once you do that, duplicate and then drag down. Duplicate and drag down. Once you duplicate and drag down this way, they are all on the same line now. Then you can click out, click on the line in between and delete one. Hope you get that. Do we have anything left here we haven't put? Alright, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything has been completed, right? So what do we do now? So let's go here to our layers and unlock this circle. So now it is time for us to use much like our path builder tool, right? So drag over this, all these lines, and when everything is selected, click on your path builder tool, wait for this, click on your hamburger and save. I've already said this, don't forget to save. Once you save, then let's do this all together. So here we go. Where should we start from? Okay, let's start from this. Drag this, draw your path right here with your path builder tool. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Yeah, perfect. Then you do this. So that's the first one done perfectly. Alright, no mistake, right? Mistake, if there is any mistake, something you can just clean off, right? So use your cleaner and get rid of this guy. We don't need it, right? Now uncheck and drag right here. So click on this guy. We need him. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. That's it. And then the last but not the least. See, I told you this is a very easy one to do for you, and this is just for you to master every single tool first and master everything right here before we start moving on to the next one. I'll be get up. So here we go. Use your eraser tool and get rid of these guys. Once you've done that, so zoom in right here and then click your selection tool. So we have this our C and G, and surprisingly once you are done with this, you can easily pick out all of these shapes, right? You see, you can easily pick them out one by one, right? Easy to pick out. You can then adjust it to whatever you want if you actually want to do any other tweak to it and all of that. So let me undo all of this, my action, and put everything back to the normal place. So we can go to our layers and we cannot get rid of our grid if we want to, or you can just hide it. So here we go. Now when we are done with this, let's give this a name that suits it and use a font that suits this. So here we go. We need a color, right? So over this guy and come to this outline. We don't need a stroke. Drag this guy down to 0, and then we need a fill. So the fill is what we need right here. So we need another color. So click on this fill color and click on more. Click on more. Don't forget to check the description of this video. There is a direct link to the former a full introduction to vectoring. So okay, let's pick a color from here. Let's go for this let's go for this guy right here. Alright, okay. So let's fill up with this. Alright. So then we can click on our constraint and resize this, right? So then you can now move this to the middle by going to your alignments and do this. Alright. So we need the name now, that is Courier.G. So go to your text tree and there you can type Courier.G. Don't mind the way I'm typing somehow. Full stop and G. Alright, so we need Monstera semi-bold for this, right? Then you can click on save. Alright, so here we go. For text, you will need this constraint as well. So let's do this. I so turn it off and then bring it up here. Right. Select these two guys. Select everything together, like everything together. Right, so okay, there we go. So we have Courier.G. Let's reduce this guy a little bit more. Constraint and this. Alright. Alignments and then your middle, right? They are all selected together. Select only this and make him the middle target too. Alright, so here we go. We need some spacing for this letter G. Alright, okay, so align this as well, but see yet shift it to the back a little bit. So here we go. This is Courier.G. Yeah, we are done with this. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share. See you in our next video. I'm Adetife. Thank you.